she was sending him to the village for holiday, but she never called him back. Tolu was 8 years old when his mother remarried a wealthy businessman in Lagos. Her new husband didn't want another man's child in his house, so she lied. Tolu, you'll stay with grandma for a small holiday. Holiday turned into 20 years. No calls, no school effies, no birthday wishes. The village raised him. Hard life, farm work, public school, mocked for being abandoned. But Tolu had one promise: one day, I will return. Fast forward, a black SUV parks in front of his mother's mansion, the same house she chose over him. A man steps out, tailored suit, calm face, powerful presence. He walks to the gate. The security guard asks, "Who are you here to see?" He replies, "I'm here to buy this house." Gate opens. His mother comes outside. They lock eyes. She drops the glass in her hand. "Tea, Tolu?" He smiles slightly. "Good evening, Ma." Seeing him, the first thought that came to her mind was, why is he here? But she had no idea what he really knew. Came back for revenge. But she had no idea what he really knew. His mother's hands were shaking. "Tolu, is it really you?" He nodded calmly. "Yes, Ma." Her husband stepped outside. "Who is this man?" Before she could answer, Tolu said, "I'm the boy you sent away." The stepfather laughed nervously. "Oh, that village boy?" Tolu looked at him, no anger, just confidence. "Yes, the same village boy." He turned to his mother. "I didn't come to fight you," she exhaled in relief. But then he continued, "I came because of something you don't know." Her face changed. "What do you mean?" Tolu removed a brown envelope from his briefcase. Inside were documents, land documents, property transfer papers. He placed them on the table. "This house was never his." The stepfather froze. Tolu continued, "Grandma didn't just raise me. She told me everything before she died. Years ago in the village, Grandma, weak and sick, holding his hand. This house in Lagos. Your late father bought it before he died, but your mother never knew the documents were in my name." Tolu looked directly at his stepfather. "You married my mother and made her believe this house was yours." The stepfather's face hardened. "What nonsense are you saying?" Tolu calmly replied, "I'm saying, this property legally belongs to me." His mother's legs nearly gave way. "You mean, for 20 years? Tolu nodded. "You sent me away from my own father's house." Silence filled the compound. Then the stepfather shouted, "You think money makes you powerful? Get out of my house." Tolu smiled slightly. "I don't need to." He turned to the security guards. "From today, no one leaves this house until my lawyers arrive." The gate immediately locked. The stepfather's confident face slowly turned to fear, and Tolu said softly, "I didn't come back for revenge." He looked at his mother. "I came back for justice." Just when he thought he knew the whole truth, his mother said something that changed everything. The compound was silent, the gate locked, the stepfather pacing angrily, Tolu standing calm. Then suddenly, "Stop!" his mother screamed. Both men turned to look at her. Her voice was shaking. "Tolu, your stepfather didn't lie." Tolu frowned. "What do you mean?" Tears filled her eyes. "I knew." The words hit harder than any slap. "I knew the house belonged to your father." Tolu stepped back slowly. "You knew?" She nodded weakly. "When your father died, your grandmother refused to release the documents to me. She said I was too young to handle property." The stepfather interrupted. "So I helped her." Tolu snapped. "You helped her or you manipulated her?" The mother broke down. "He promised to help me secure the house. He said if we married, everything would stay safe." She looked at Tolu with regret. "But after we married, he changed." The stepfather shouting, controlling finances, forcing her to send Tolu away. He said he wouldn't raise another man's child in a house he manages. Tolu's jaw tightened. "So you chose him?" She cried harder. "I was afraid. I had no money, no support. I thought sending you to the village was temporary." 20 years is temporary? Tolu asked quietly. Her silence answered him. Then the stepfather laughed bitterly. You're acting like a victim. If not for me, this house would have been seized by your father's business partners. Tolu looked at him sharply. What partners? The stepfather's face shifted. A mistake. Tolu slowly opened another file from his briefcase. There were no partners. Silence. You forged the debt papers. The mother gasped. What? Tolu's voice was calm but deadly. I investigated everything before coming back. He turned to his mother. He scared you into marriage. He turned to the stepfather. And you scared her into sending me away. The stepfather's confident mask finally cracked. You can't prove anything. Tolu's phone buzzed. He glanced at it.
My lawyers
My
just
lawyers
arrived.
just arrived. Then he added, and so did the police. The stepfather's face went pale. But just before anyone could speak, the mother said something that froze Tolu completely. There's something else you don't know. He looked at her. What else? She whispered. You were never supposed to survive that village accident. Silence. What accident? Tolu asked slowly. Her tears fell harder. That fire wasn't accidental. The stepfather slowly stepped backward. Tolu's eyes darkened. You tried to kill me? They thought the fire killed him, but they never checked the body. The compound felt colder. Tolu's eyes were locked on his stepfather. You tried to kill me? The stepfather shouted immediately. She's lying. But the mother shook her head. No, I heard him that night 20 years ago. The stepfather whispering on the phone.
Make sure the fire spreads fast. The boy must not survive.
Tolu's fist tightened, but his voice stayed calm. You planned it. The stepfather laughed nervously. Do you have proof? Tolu slowly removed his phone. I've had proof for 3 years. 3 years? His mother whispered. Tolu nodded. I found the man who was paid to set the fire. The stepfather's face drained of color. He thought I died. But a neighbor pulled me out before the flames reached the room. Smoke everywhere. A man breaking the window, carrying young Tolu out. The man who started the fire confessed before he died. The stepfather staggered backward. You're lying. Tolu pressed play. A recorded voice filled the compound. I was paid by Chief Ediemi to burn the house. He said the boy must not survive. Silence, the mother screamed. You tried to kill my son? Police sirens grew louder outside the gate. The stepfather's breathing became heavy. You don't understand, he shouted. If that boy lived, the property would never fully be mine. Tolu stepped closer. So you chose money over a child's life. Police officers entered. They grabbed the stepfather. As they dragged him away, he screamed, You think you've won? Ask your mother what she did after the fire. Everything froze. Tolu slowly turned to his mother. What did you do? She collapsed to her knees. I thought you were dead. Tolu's heart pounded. What did you do, Mum? Through tears she whispered, I signed the final property transfer. The day after the fire. You signed everything to him. She nodded. I was broken. I thought I lost you. I didn't care anymore. Tolu stepped back. So technically, the house now legally belonged to the man who tried to kill him. The police car drove off with the stepfather, but Tolu wasn't celebrating. He looked at his mother. You didn't just send me away. His voice cracked slightly for the first time. You buried me. She cried uncontrollably. He adjusted his suit. Cold again. Don't worry. I didn't come unprepared. She looked up. What do you mean? Tolu replied calmly. The transfer you signed was illegal. Her eyes widened. How? Tolu gave a slight smile. Because I was never declared dead. Silence, and legally. A minor's inheritance cannot be transferred without court approval. The mother gasped. So what does that mean? Tolu looked around the mansion. It means this house has always been mine. He had every right to destroy her life. But what he did instead shocked everyone. The mansion was quiet, police cars gone, the stepfather arrested, his mother still on her knees, crying, Tolu, please. I was young. I was scared. He looked at her for a long time. 20 years, loneliness, hardship, village suffering, the fire, the betrayal. He could end everything for her. He walked slowly through the living room, touched the walls, his father's house, his childhood home, then he stopped. Stand up, Mum. She slowly stood. I won't throw you out. Relief flooded her face, but he continued, you won't live here either. Confusion. What do you mean? Tolu spoke calmly. This house will be renovated. She blinked. For what? He looked directly at her. It will become a foundation. Silence. In my father's name. Her lips trembled. A foundation for what? For abandoned children. The words hit deeply. Children who were sent away. Tears streamed down her face. He continued, I won't repeat your mistake. She tried to hold his hand. He gently stepped back. I forgive you. Her body shook with relief, but forgiveness doesn't erase consequences. Her heart dropped. You'll be taken care of. I'll buy you a smaller house. Comfortable. Safe. But this mansion? He looked around one last time. This mansion will never be a place of greed again. Construction workers began entering through the gate. She looked confused. You planned this? He nodded. I didn't come for revenge. He paused. I came to break the cycle. She collapsed into tears, not of fear this time, but of regret. As Tolu walked toward his car, he stopped, turned back. For 20 years, I was the abandoned child. He opened the door. Now I'll make sure no child feels that again. He entered the car. The gate closed behind him. Sometimes justice is not revenge. It is rebuilding what was broken.